The GMTK Game Jam 2022 happened this weekend, with me participating in it alongside 22,000 other people, and over 6,000 amazing games were submitted. It's run by Mark Brown on the Game Maker's Toolkit YouTube channel, so go check him out if you haven't already. If you don't know what a game jam is, let me quickly explain it for you. A game jam is a game making competition with participants having to create a game in a set time frame. The game has to be based on a certain theme that gets announced when the jam starts, and the theme for this jam was
Roll of the dice.
I got to brainstorming as soon as possible, and after a few failed ideas I found out what I could make. I came up with a game where you fend off waves of enemies, and each wave you roll a die and different numbers correspond to different weapons. So like if you roll a 1 you get a wooden club, or if you roll a 5 you get something else. After I put everything I wanted into a Trello board so I could stay organized, I opened up Unity and got to work setting up a player character. I programmed the player's movement and began working on a slime enemy that would follow the player around. It can't hurt the player right now, but we'll add that later. I drew up some sprites for each number on the die and added them into Unity. Then I got to work on the wave system. Each wave more and more slimes spawn. Finally, I programmed the dice giving you a random number each wave. And before I went to bed on the first day, I made a particle effect for when you kill a slime and created a cool little animation when you roll a die. On day 2, I wanted to at least make all 6 of the weapons I came up with. I started off the day by missing my alarm and then making some sprites for the melee weapons. I added a club, a dagger and a sword. Threw them into Unity and made a script that would rotate them to where you were pointing your mouse. Made some swing animations for them and gave the slimes health so you can actually fight them now. Pretty cool. Each weapon has different stats, so the club deals medium damage and the dagger and sword deal high damage, but have shorter range or a slower attack speed. Also, the slimes can attack you now, and I added some text that shows you your current health. Drew the sprites for the ranged weapons and the projectiles they will shoot. I implemented the shooting and made the die actually give you weapons based on the number you rolled. 1 gives you the club, 2 gives you the dagger, 3 gives you the sword, 4 gives you the pistol, 5 gives you the shotgun, and 6 gives you the rifle. That was my goal for today already done, but I still had some time to spare, so I drew the sprites for the slimes and made an animation for them. They look really cute in my opinion, and I kinda didn't want to attack them. So later I turned the smile upside down and they look much angrier now, so I don't feel as bad. Finished the day off with some sound effects using a free generator called SFXR. And then I playtested the game by myself to see how it would look. It's the final day and I still have a lot to do when you look at my Trello list. Kicked off the final day by making some particle effects for when the player gets hit or dies. I made them white because I thought making them red would sort of look like blood, and the jam rule said to avoid excessive gore. We still needed a main menu, so I quickly put one together and created a cool triangle-like transition between scenes. I didn't want the game to start immediately as you click play, so I made a countdown that plays before the game starts. I was running out of time and we still needed a player character. I drew the player sprite and made him a dice and created a muzzle flash for guns when you shoot them. And I also added a subtle recoil animation for ranged weapons. I think they turned out pretty good. I had a couple of hours left until the jam ended, so I quickly made a tile map of a coliseum or arena of some sort and made a background for the game. We still needed a name for the game, so I quickly came up with Diced Slimes. Yes, I know, terrible pun. After some polishing, I decided the game was done and submitted it with less than 4 minutes remaining. And then the itch.io servers crashed and the jam got extended by 25 minutes. Honestly, I had a lot of fun participating in the jam. You can play the game over on itch.io by downloading it on Windows or just playing it in the browser. Beat my high score of like wave 20 or something. I'm definitely going to participate in more game jams in the future, so stay tuned for that, and if you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. See you next time.